welcome to Triple T Thursday. That's tips, tricks, tutorials. I'm coming at you. I'm so excited today. I got a question on my mind that we got to talk about together. So let's do that. And also, I will say hello to everyone that's here. I'm very excited for today's episode. What we're talking about today is why are we so mean to one another and to ourselves? Okay, that's all of that. But also, let's also say, what's in your cup? I mean, it's a tradition that no one else except for me cares about. And even if I can guess what's your beverage of choice, I still like it. So we're still going to keep doing it. So today, I'm going to blow your mind. I ran out of Tazo Awake English Breakfast tea. I know, I'm devastated too. You're devastated for me. I get it. I don't understand what this world is coming to, man. But today I've gone back to an old E Louisa goodie. This is the Pike Place Market Spice Market tea. You know the one? Orange, cinnamon, clove. Yeah, all right. But I still had a little bit of honey and a little bit of lemon. And then I went into the pantry to go grab the tea bag. And alas, there was no tea bag. So I was like, okay. So I went to the freezer because you store them in the freezer because they have like these like cinnamon orange essential oil things. And so once you open it, you got to put it in the freezer. So, all right, Dutch Can Jam. Hey, damn. Good to see you. How are you? And what's in your cup? Coffee? Coffee? Maybe coffee for you? I'm going to move this over here so it's good for everyone. There we go. Awesome. All right. So there's some news that came out today with YouTube, and I wanted to cover that with y'all too. And then I figured after that we can just chat. Okay? So let's also say, if you're new here and you haven't yet, join the fam. Oh, shoot, I hit the button too soon. There you go. I don't know if it's going to play the other one automatically or if I have to put it again. Let's find out together. Jessica, happy anniversary, first of all. 20 years. You look beautiful in your photo. You look beautiful all the time, okay? But to answer your question, yes, I'll be seeing you. If you want to come in, if you have time, I would love to chat with you, see how everything's been going with JCO, trade show, all that stuff. But happy anniversary. Great to see you. Yes, I will see you at Ed Summit. All right. All right. So there was some stuff that came out today about YouTube. And you know what this made me really think of? You know how all of the YouTube help people are always like, niche down, niche down, niche down. And like everyone else can do it but me. You all know I can't do it I make all the mistakes so you don't have to, right? That should really be the new channel tagline, okay? But one of the new updates that YouTube is going to be releasing in the fall is going to be maybe, you know how right now you may have a customized channel experience for a returning viewer versus a new viewer. So maybe you just have a different video. Now it seems like they're taking a page out of the TikTok book, which is really focused more on the type of content and not just other. But what they mean by that is there was a video that released today on their YouTube channel, and they were talking about how in the future, it might actually be, I haven't exactly seen how this is going to work, more dynamically presented to them is how I was taking it away. As let's say you have a channel and you were talking about cooking, and then you were talking about something else, and then you were talking about something else. It is possible that when they visit your channel, they will be presented more of the content that they interacted with previously. So if it was, let's say, cooking they interacted with, came back to your channel a week or two later, they may be presented with a cooking video. So topic specific instead of whatever else. And additionally, they're going to remove sections of, let's say, the channel layout that you're not really using. So if you've never created a playlist in your life, they said, that tab won't be visible. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of interesting stuff happening. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. I don't know what you think about that, but it kind of also makes me think about how like maybe this is giving like the nod and the okay to variety channels. Dare I say it? Oh, could it be you don't have to be as niche as you thought because maybe you don't want to talk about the same one thing for 7 years on your channel and never have room and growth for a lot. Although if you've been making videos for 7 years, you have enough of a loyal audience. They'll probably let you widen the sphere. You know what I'm saying though. But if you are going to be presented with videos topically interested and based, does that change having multiple channels, having multiple languages, having any of these things? I kind of think that it gives like the nod, the pat on the back to, it's okay if you want to be a variety channel. That's how I'm interpreting it. You could be interpreting it in a different way. All right. So let's see. What do we got here? Snow tags. Oh, you're very welcome. Yes. I wish I did. We should set something. Oh, I would love to. Girl, Jess, you know you're always welcome. Okay. Oh my, I would love to have you on. Or whatever. Yes, whenever. Ooh, that was very Shakira. Whenever, wherever, me and Jess together. I'll be here and you'll be here. All on one live stream. All right. So Real Estate Command. Hey, great to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. And it says, I think that YouTube has realized that forcing people to niche down isn't a great thing. Yeah, it's mental health too, right? Yes, variety channels used to be amazing. I agree. And that's the thing is we're all so multifaceted, right? You think about that. And I'm like, so that's why I have 10 YouTube channels, because YouTube is always, telling you can't do that. You can't have, well, you can. You can certainly do whatever you want, but you just can't expect to grow. You can't bitch about not growing, right? So it's like, okay, so here's one about vertical video, and here's one about, now, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Now I have my Shelly Shares Her Day. I try and put like a reel, or not a reel, but like a YouTube short. I'm not going to call it like a vlog, but like a YouTube short of something that may have happened that day, right? So I'll have Shelly Shares Her Day. And then I've got like the singing, a musical channel, right? And then I've got like, a beauty channel. And then I've got this channel. And then I've got my, and it's exhausting having to log and change and keep up with all the different channels already. And I know that in the past people would be like, I could just, have different playlists. But the problem was then you would put out a video, let's say around beauty, and then the next one was cooking, and then the next one was motorcycle repair. I always use that for some reason. And the next was drywall. Paul Peck, please don't come for me. You know what I'm saying? And then you would have all of these different audiences and that was a problem. And so everyone was always like, you have to niche down because your poor performance on the last video means like your next one is going to get tanked and buried. I feel like topically based type of content when you're coming to a channel, that could be cool. And it could give people a little bit more leeway. It's in my opinion. Real Housewives, like, that's my opinion. Anyways, so Chantel, hey, can't stay for long, packing the car for a retreat that you're running, girl, amazing, good for you. Hey, Kiva, come get this commentary. Hello. And if you haven't seen it, I believe that it says little heart. I'll show you what it says, right? In chat, heart, coffee. That should be one of my members only emojis, emoticon, whatever you want to call them, that you get when you join the channel membership. So if you want to be a cool cat like Kiva is and use those, then join. All right. I don't know, guys. All right. So let's see here. I've never been called out on a live before. I feel honored. Well, you just have to come to my lives because there's only like 6 of us. So like I would be a real asshole if I didn't like respond to people in the comments when there's only like 5 of us. I'm included in the 6, right? So I fought against niching down for the longest and I finally did. I know it's hard to feel like you're bridled into a specific category, that you're forced to define yourself in some sort of way so publicly, right? Like, I am only this. Just, I can see it too where, 2, 3, 4 years in. So a lot of my friends in the beauty sphere, it used to be, and I use that a lot because I just have a lot of people in that area and arena, and I kind of dabble in it a little, right? But if you think about it, 2016, 2017 was the time of excess, right? You had beauty room tours and show you these, my entire makeup collection, and we had all of these things, right? And it was really about overconsumption. And so now what we're seeing is like massive declutters and all this stuff, and shop my stash, and let's not go spend our money. We've spent too much money. And I think a lot of people are also like, I'm more than just this. I read books and I love music and whatever else it is, right? And you don't get to chat about that because then you have a whole core group of people who are watching your videos and be like, I don't care about what book you read. That's not why I came to this channel. I only came for, blah, blah, blah. So you think about it, there's a lot of mental health struggles that are going to come along with having to define and specifically stay within, a very small niche. And I feel like sometimes the bigger you get, the more you're allowed to like push against the wall, if you will, and be like, let's expand the circle a little bit bigger into other things that we can talk about. But, all of the YouTube people are going to be like at the very beginning, like, pick something, go with it. Or I will tell you, like, you can either do that or you can put spaghetti against the wall, just try it all and see what sticks and, see if something like really just tickles your pickle and you love it and you want to just keep doing it, right? Because at the end of the day, like, we can make videos about one topic, but if you're not happy, then you shouldn't just like continue to do it. You should still be happy, okay? Oh, okay. So wait, I gotta get this before you leave, right? It says a little star. Look at that little star. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think there is a thing that says, nope, this is where you can follow me on social media. The name of the scene is so long. I clicked on the wrong one because I thought it was that's just self-promotion. But speaking of self-promotion, if you're looking for music for your live streams, this is Dee and Nick Nimmin. This is their company for music that you can use. And there you go. Go check them out. And I even have my own playlist that I've curated, like my top 1 hour's worth of songs for live streaming and just whatnot. And I believe it's public on my Spotify as well as on Apple Music. So if you want my exact playlist that I've played on my live streams, you're more than welcome to get that playlist. All right. Okay. Let me see if I can hit the right one. Main and self promo. Oh, this is where I say, if you didn't know, let's talk about this. This was the second piece of YouTube news. Okay. The second piece of YouTube news, okay, was that apparently next year, sometime in the next year, YouTube is going to allow creators of a certain size in a beta starting in the United States and then South Korea next. I don't know why that was called out, but anyways, they're going to be able to do their own courses and host them on YouTube. And I gotta say, when I saw this, I was like, I was so excited for this because I would gladly feel free to dump Thinkific and because one of the things that I was doing, nothing against Thinkific, that's not what I mean. One of the things that I was doing, I was taking some of my extra YouTube videos and using them as like additional extra tutorials that you could watch after you'd completed the course. And so I'd have to go either find it in my archives or I would have to download it from YouTube and then upload it to Thinkific. And now I can just, if someone finds me on YouTube and watches the entire, YouTube playlist of iMovie Made Easy of like the 30 videos that are in there and then decides that they want to take the course, apparently they'll be able to purchase it similar to like a channel membership or, there's somehow going to be presented the option to purchase the course. They have not specified what that split will be with YouTube. But, 50% of zero, or whatever. I'm just saying, I don't sell very many. But the fact is, if it remains up on YouTube and it's less friction for my viewers, less friction for the students if they want to do it, and I can say, hey, here's a whole bunch of extra tutorials, and they're all linked or something, or someone, I just think, great. And one less place to go log in and pay. So I'm excited about it. I know some people maybe aren't, and I also do wonder if it does weaken some of the arguments for some places like Kajabi, Thinkific, Uscreen, Patreon, the places that host additional stuff elsewhere as well. But it could also be that the take is just too high for some people, that the back end is just too difficult to transition over, so a lot of people may not do it. But I think it's pretty cool. So I would probably give it a shot if they offered it to me. I don't know what the requirements will be, but if they offered me the chance to switch, I'd happily give it a shot because why not, right? So Real Estate Command says, that is great news, doing courses part of our YouTube channel. So yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there's so many broad applications for this. It could be anything. If you think about it, now all of the beauty gurus who maybe wanted to teach, maybe they're makeup artists, like licensed estheticians or whatever, and they wanted to teach a course on how to clean makeup brushes effectively for client use or something like that. There could be a lot of people who would want to transition from a video about that and then go buy that course from that creator versus I don't even know you have this course versus here I am maybe doing a YouTube advertisement, which I tried, to get people over to the course, or you saw the video and you think the course is a good idea, but then I lost 85% of the people by sending them to a landing page to purchase it on a separate site that isn't already hooked up to their YouTube. It's just too much friction and too many buttons, and each button click away from the platform that you make them go through before they can purchase and get into the learning, I think actually reduces your chances of people actually doing, even completing. That's a whole other thing. But I'm excited for when it comes out. What do y'all think about it? I'm pretty stoked. Let me know. Tickler Pickle. Yeah, you don't know that one? Come on. Annette, how are you? Great to see you. You can see all of the people with the pretty little stars next to their name. They're all channel members. So if you want to join us, one of us, feel free to do so. Oh, and if you didn't know too, channel members, I found 2 additional talks from VidFest that were hanging out on my phone. And so I did upload them. So there are 2 additional videos in the members only section from VidFest, those talks. So if you didn't notice that yet, if you go check out that playlist, now there's we'll go back and take a look at it. I think for the members only, there's there's a good 20 or so videos, right? Come on, that's pretty cool. Give myself a hernia, patting myself on the back. But anyways, so there's that. Also, I'm so glad my friend Jessica was in here because she brought up something really exciting, which is in 2 weeks, so not next week, but the week after that, is Vid Summit. And it is by far, you guys have heard me talk about it because I've talked about Vid Summit and People of Video and VidCon, all of that stuff. Vid Summit is absolutely just top tier for video conferences. I do love it. And honestly, my second favorite, People of Video, which is actually going on this week. The start of next week. And let me see if I can find the link to it. I know I saw it on Twitter or Facebook. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if any of my mods can find it, but Dan Courier from Creator Fundamentals was running like a 75% off the virtual ticket so you can get all the replays and stuff. Yo, I was so bummed that I wasn't going to be able to go to People of Video because it didn't work timing wise because I've got something else happening. But I had such a good time in that conference, and the virtual ticket with the replays is 75% off. So I think it's like a $35 or $39 ticket. So I bought one so I can catch all the replays and everything. I don't know if anyone's around who can find that link. But get yourself the ticket. There's going to be so many good speakers. Like Roberto Blake is speaking. Emily D. Baker, I'm so mad that I'm not going to see. Although I'm going to see her the next week after that at Vid Summit. But I'm just mad because I would spend the whole week with her just being like, hi. And drinking wine. Yes, those 2 things. But get yourself the ticket. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe it was on Twitter. Give me a second. Let me play you all a song. Hold on. Let me find some music. Where's my music window? Let me play you a song and see if I can find that link. right, everyone. So hopefully one of those two links worked. Okay. There should be, I copied my Twitter tweet that includes the link as well as what I think the link is. Okay. The peopleofvideo.com/39 virtual. Get yourself a ticket, people. Okay. I was so bummed because it was going to cost me like $1,000 to just for the flight before the hotel and stuff. And I was like, I just can't swing it for like that conference. And I also have other plans on those very specific days. But now I got myself a virtual ticket and I'm going to be able to catch all the awesome replays. If you're in that area though, you should really go. It's a great conference. It's nice and small and you get to like chat with everybody. So, but get the replay. I got mine. I'm super stoked for it. All right. So we talked about the news around courses coming next year for YouTube. We talked about the updates to the channel homepages, which were announced today in the YouTube video. There was one other thing that came out today. There was the updates to, remember when we did the episode about YouTube Shorts and that there's a specific blog for YouTube Shorts? They put out an update today and I screenshotted it. That's not even a verb, but y'all know what I mean. I took a screenshot of that blog so I can share it with you. Okay, so we're gonna do that. 1 second. I saw Giorgio Tech in the, thank you. Yes, great to see you. Great to see you. All right, here we go. September 15th. This is hot off the presses, people, from the blog today. Here we go. Let's talk about this. We heard that you wanted to be able to feature comments posted on your channel in Shorts content, and now you can. And I think I saw a putty cat, but I saw D. Niman, I believe, talk about this on Twitter. So maybe he just knew earlier because it's, yesterday's news in Thailand. I don't know how that works, okay? But I believe it's the ability to respond to a comment with a short. It's kind of like responding to, yeah, right? Okay, so it says, invite your audience to connect with you via the feature by answering the questions in Shorts, taking content requests, reacting to comments in your videos, and whatever else you can come up with. So I was wondering if it works with create a short from a YouTube story question or comment. So that I have not seen or played around with yet, but pretty cool already. And then it says, use the instructions in your to highlight comments in your Shorts on iOS devices. So I believe it starts with iOS, and then I'm sure the Android one will come out later. Someone asked this the other day, and I wanted to address this. Why, if it is Google and YouTube and all that stuff, how come a lot of these updates always come to iOS before Android? And I'm just going to tell you from my previous experience in the tech world, one of the most plain reasons why iOS almost always gets updates first is because there's less screen sizes to have to account for. And the operating system, like I'm not trying to say simplistic, but it's like you don't have to account for as many different things as Android sometimes has to account for. So and if you think about it, you've got the flipping phones and folding phones and, tiny little phones and then every single like size, like display. With iOS, even though there are like a lot of different devices, if you think about it, there's so many fewer because a lot of the sizes stay the same. So in my world, it always was the case. It's just easier to get out iOS ones first because there's just a lot less, not less testing, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot less conditions that you have to meet. So just putting that out there. Okay, so, and then there's some instructions on how to do it. So from the watch page of your Shorts video, tap reply, tap create a short. It says this launches the first of many of the comment experience for Shorts, and we're also exploring ideas like notifying commenters when their comment is highlighted. That would be nice. Or stay tuned for news for US, starting with US. And the update is rolling out now and will be available for Shorts creators on iOS to try out. So again, iOS will get it first, probably US, iOS first, and then more after that. Okay? So, yes, the link works. Yay. Okay, good. Oh, good. And Adam, thank you for putting that as well. Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm not affiliated with that link, y'all. There's no kickback or anything. I think it's a great deal. And if you have the money to be able to swing that ticket for the replays, I highly, highly would suggest it. I believe that similar to last year, Anna and Fulgens will be doing some of the recaps. There are some live streamers that are inside of the Ecamm fam. So if you're part of the Ecamm fam, you should know that, that they should be doing like recaps and interviews, and then there'll be replays included in the ticket price. So highly, highly suggest spend the $40, get the replays, file away some extra YouTube knowledge. One thing that I do want to chat about is apparently I missed it. Maybe Annie, you would know because you hang out on Clubhouse still. But what I mean by that is apparently there was some sort of drama today. I don't know. I'm going to have to chat with Viper about it, but some drama today about aimed at YouTube help channels. I mean, I guess technically throw me in there with them and I'll fall on that sword. I talk about YouTube and how to YouTube better, far better than me. And I don't know exactly what was said. So if anyone wants to enlighten me about what was said, all I could kind of garner from it was someone was salty about YouTube helps gurus, channels, people. I don't know what we want to classify ourselves as. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Annie, come, you can tell me you weren't there. You didn't listen. If you're saying you weren't there, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and like blah, 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 you haven't been on Clubhouse in like the last 3 months, I will apologize to you right now. Mark this time in history. Like, that's a rare occasion that not only would I be like, I'm completely wrong, but I'm going to actually say the words, I'm sorry. I think my husband is still waiting for one of those since the day I met him. So yeah, tell me you haven't been on Clubhouse in the last 3 months, or you have no idea what this drama is, and I will apologize to you right now. Right here, right now. There is no other place. You guys are too young for that. Luis is in the house. I met Luis in person at People of Video last year, and I got to meet his amazing son, Miracle Man. So yeah, I'm waiting, Annie. Tell me you haven't been in there in the last 3 months. Oh! You do know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's read it. Let's read it together. Hold on. Let me shrink you. No, too small. Yes, there was a video. Oh, there's a video. Ooh, this guy did talking about Nick Niven, Roberto, Gerald Eves. Think Media and vidIQ said they're all predators. Okay, Annie, put the link in. Do you know who the video is? Do you know who the person is? I am so curious now. Wow, you got to have balls the size of Texas to just literally call out all of the people by name. And I know like some of them are like, oh, you're really good people, where they're not going to like say something back. Oh, but there are some petty people out there that will absolutely say something back. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Petty. Speaking of petty, if you want to see me be petty, I did post a little tickety-tockety, talking some smackety smack about how I do not like it. You know, the DMs or the emails or whatever that you get. Hi, babe. Hi, boss. Hi, girl. Hi, insert name of influencer here. I have literally gotten insert name of influencer here. So if you want to see me be a little salty, yeah, I posted that on TikTok. So, oh yeah, this is me where I get to say something like, I'm on the Tickety Talks. I have a lot of fun on TikTok. So if you want to, also watch me, day one. I haven't posted day 2 yet, but day 1 of, there's this dance trend going on. It's called the Cuff It Challenge to a new Beyonce song, and everyone started on her birthday. But it's amazing how many people can't do this dance and how hard it is for a lot of people. And then there's some people that are just, of course, rocking it. And I am not yet one of them. And I wanted to die of embarrassment because before I got to the one that I posted, I was, practicing a couple times. I look up as I'm going to record. What do I see, y'all? The house next to us is for sale. And I look up and this guy's in the window and he sees me and he smiles and then he starts like bopping around, like dancing. And I was just like, oh my gosh, oh no. Yeah. I mean, I was already feeling like nervous because I'm about to try this dance thing, which is actually harder than it seems. And so there are actually quite a few videos out there of people attempting to do it and be like, this is harder than it seems. And then other people who are like, I don't know how y'all are messing this up. It's like one of the easiest things ever. To each their own, right? Just like you could be the juiciest, rapist peach and still someone out there could die because they're allergic to peaches. I took that thing and I spun it around a little bit. But anyways, there was one other thing that I wanted to chat with you. Wait, where's the video? Did you link the video? It says here you go, but then I don't see a video. Actually, let me, while I'm thinking about this, Annie, you were right. You're talking about this in the last video. And I don't know if your feelings were hurt. I meant nothing by it. I didn't do it at the time. Hold on, Annie, you're now the latest moderator. If you refresh the page, you should have a little wrenchity wrench next to your name. But now try and link the video because I think a moderator can put a video link in the channel chat and maybe you couldn't. So if you dropped a link, drop it again. Okay? You don't see it. I don't know. Okay. Or you just did all that so I'd give you a wrench. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Drop the link, girl. We want to be messy together. That's why we're here. Yes, that was the whole point. We want the link. No, now you can link it. Now that you have the wrench, you can link. So there we go. To be in every hater video, there can sometimes be a smidgen of truth. Okay. Take this with a grain of salt. And I think you guys know, I've seen in the past before when some people would have these things about like, they sell courses and things like that because people want to, it's not shortcuts, but you know what I mean? You want to expedite, not shortcuts in a bad way, but in a good way. You want to expedite, you're trying to get from point A in your journey to point B in your journey, which is not like uber successful, but like have the foundation to be able to like feel comfortable. Like this is the customer user journey right here is I don't know how to be on YouTube into like, I've learned how to, put out a video, read analytics, and then I can do this over and over and over again, right? That's your user journey. And I think what some people misconstrue as the user journey is I sign up for this course. I do or do not do the work because there's a whole bunch of that in between, right? Some people do the work and the assignments and stuff. Some people don't. I mean, I know people when I worked in a high ticket service and it was like $5,000, people would just assume that because they paid it, their channels would be successful, but they also didn't turn in homework. They didn't produce videos. They never showed us scripts. They never actually filmed anything. And so just the payment of the course and the access to information does not success guarantee, right? And so I think some people misconstrue the user journey as I pay money, I do or don't put in the work. It's notwithstanding. I have a 1 million subscriber play button. These are two very different realities, right? And so some people come at it from, well, I paid $300, $500, and I didn't get the result that I wanted. But I would also say you didn't get the result you wanted from the work that you never put in. So who are you really mad at? You want to be mad at the person who provided the information, which probably has worked for them or has worked for their students, but you don't want to be mad at yourself for, I took this course and I didn't apply the lessons, right? And there are some snake oil salesmen out there. The particular ones that were listed in whatever list that Annie had put in the chat earlier, they are not that. I could see how some people could be somewhat misguided or not know Like if you go to, let's say, Daryl Eves' channel, he has, I don't know, what does he have these days? 650,000, which is phenomenal, right? Especially because he doesn't necessarily post that consistently. He posts when he has available time because he's so busy doing all the stuff from The Chosen to his own agency to, all of the stuff that he does with other people's channels. But if you're not in the space and you don't know what he's working on, putting on a conference, you might just think of him as this guy that sells like a really high ticket YouTube course, let's say. Oh, he does have a YouTube course. You know what I'm saying? But also you could take that course and not do the work. That's still not his fault because his stuff does work. And for a lot of students, does that make sense? It doesn't mean that Daryl's like a sleazy salesman guy. Like, that's not at all. And I think that when people see a YouTube course, it doesn't matter what it is, right? They just believe that there's a lot of things that people believe that I just don't have time to get into, honestly. That's a whole other conversation and we could talk about it. But they believe that if I pay any money, I should have success, right? If I paid money and I did or didn't follow this plan, I should be an uber success. And I think a lot of people, they don't do the work. I don't know how else to say that. They just don't do the work, but they get mad at the people who know that the work, when put in correctly, works. When you work the work and you work the plan, it works. Imagine that. So those people too, I think that they care deeply about other people and their success and wanting them to do the right things. Like, I think of Nick Nimmin as like probably the most saint, like, in patience that a person could be. I could not, for the life of me, 4 and 5 hour sessions at a time from beginner YouTubers asking the same questions, thinking that their YouTube channel is a special snowflake and is so different than everybody else's that they want to bitch and complain about not getting channel review because it's not specific to them and their circumstances, their channel, all that kind of stuff. I don't think I could ever do what Nick does. Honestly, he deserves everybody's success. He is there till his voice goes out. I have the utmost respect for him. And someone like Roberto, he's put in 1,500 videos. The man has put in the work, right? He's spoken at conferences. He's doing all of the education. He cares deeply about other people and their success. He gives freely of his own efforts and time and expertise. People either get mad because they can't get more out of him that's more specific, because you can't be everything to all people at the same time without protecting some of your own space. So what do? You sometimes put a paywall in between and you have to say something sometimes that people don't want to hear, which is like, I don't have the time to answer this question. I have to prioritize people with money who are going to pay me so that I can start with them, right? Because everyone will suck you dry of information, knowledge, time, thinking that they're special, and then they get used to it, and they also then feel like they have the right to criticize you if something you said maybe didn't work for them in their particular situation. Because as we all know, some things work better than other things. That's because of lots of things: execution, intonation, inflection, audience participation, audience receiving that and hearing it, the right time, the right place, the right juju, right? And if you think about, I don't even know what this person was on about, but you can't go up to a Sean Cannell these days. I think, gosh, way back in the day when maybe he had like 100,000 subscribers, if you commented, he might have seen it, right? Now I think he's got like 60 people working at his, I don't even know. He has like 50 people working at his company, 5 different people on screen. They got tons, they have their own conference. They have tons of different product offerings that are happening. So if this person wants to get mad at him because he didn't buy the book, which was a gift to the community so that you didn't have to, I don't know, spend the money on his course, or I'm just so confused by it too. Cause it's like, whatever this guy did or didn't do, cause I don't know this story yet and I'm going to have to find out more, but did he buy a course? Did he buy a consultation? And the reason why these people maybe are selling to so many people are because YouTube is very attractive and a lot of people want to become YouTubers until they actually realize how much work it is. And then they're like, let me find a different shortcut. Let me find a different way. And then when they go find another way, that person says, oh, it's going to take a lot of hard work and you have to do all these things. You're like, fudge that. I don't want to do that. That seems like too much work. This guy's a snake oil salesman. And I'm like, no, you just have to do the work, right? You either have to put out the videos or you have to sometimes continue your education so that you can shorten that learning curve. Like, there's usually no two ways about it. I mean, you got two ways to do it. Make a whole bunch of mistakes, do it yourself, find out, or pay for someone else's expertise to know the mistakes that they've seen and not make as many and hopefully not take as long to get to success, right? So I would have to assume that this person wanted something from them, whether it's time, expertise, knowledge, and they either couldn't get it for free or they bought something, didn't do the work, and didn't get the result that they wanted. That's, that could be controversial, but I can't see those people, Roberto, Nick, who else? I don't know who else it was, Daryl, right? Like, I don't see those people being like, I'm just here to make a quick buck and I don't give a tiny bunny poop about like you and your success. I just want your money. Like, I just don't see that happening. So my point of view is this guy wanted something, didn't get it. You did say guy, right? Or he wanted something for free and didn't get it, or he wanted something cheap and he didn't get it. I don't know how else to say that. Because I feel like if you listen to the guys and you put in the work, you're probably going to see results. So, okay. What an honest conversation. Yeah, we do that here. I find this issue to be much more rampant with younger folks. Oh, yeah, who don't have much life experience. Completely. Because all they see is Charli D'Amelio went from blank to 100 million and blah, 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 right? They don't know that now she has an entire team and family of entrepreneurs or whatever else that it was. It's not just happenstance. It's not like, and what, like, like it's not. There's an entire team behind that engine now, right? And the younger ones, they just see the glamour and oh my gosh. So he's only got like 3K subs and the video has only gotten 600 views. He says he never bought a course and you can find everything for free. And that's, some of it is true. So a lot of what is out there, right, you can learn for free. And that's not the point. The point is most of the time when people put a course together, the reason that they're doing it is to expedite so you don't have to wade through the crap. Just like I created a course, which, wait, where's my button? Where's the self-promo, right? So I say, I create a course that teaches you in one day how to edit videos, okay? Now, there are plenty of people out there who would say, I don't need your course for $99. I don't need to spend a day at it. I can find everything on YouTube for free. Sure, but you can also find information that like is bad, outdated, that doesn't actually accomplish. You know, sometimes when you're trying to figure out one thing and then you start searching for it on the YouTubes as you do, and then it's like video after video, you're skimming, you're like, nope, this wasn't it. And that frustration that grows as you keep going through them, be like, this didn't solve my problem, right? You're trying to solve a problem and you want to get there faster. That's why you pay the money for the course, because someone took that time to collate it all, put it together, put a bow on it and say, this is how you do all the things that you're trying to accomplish in a way that makes sense in a linear time so that you can actually spend less time searching and just get to the stuff you want. You're welcome. And as you either grow in your business or whatnot, you find that there is a time value, money exchange that happens, right? So when you're younger and you have plenty of time on your hands because you can go home from school, let's say at, 3 o'clock, something like that, and you can have until whatever your bedtime is. If you have a bedtime, let's say it's 10 o'clock, you could spend 7 hours a day, homework notwithstanding. I don't know how much homework you get. You could spend literally 7 hours a day, right? Doing and like trying to accomplish what you're trying to do. But you could get frustrated at the amount of time that it's going to take to do it. But you have the time to quote unquote waste, right? You have, let's say it's 7 hours because you don't yet have an hourly rate for your time. Now, once you're, I don't know, 15, 16, something like that, and then you get a job, you have to balance, let's say the minimum wage is $15 an hour. Let's just round up to 20, okay? Because some places are, McDonald's, $18 an hour to start. I mean, it's not unheard of, right? Right now with everything going on. But you could say it's $20 an hour. Now you're making $20 an hour, and you don't have the time from 3 p.m. until 10 p.m. to spend doing other things, because then you have to say, do I stay home for 7 hours and watch YouTube videos about how to do the thing that I want to accomplish, right? Or do I make $20 an hour times the 7 hours, right? So 7 times 20 is, help me out here, right? Wait, is that right? No. You know what I'm saying. I was like, wait, 140? So you now have $140, let's say, per day, right? So now we're getting someplace. You are either making $140 a day, or you're making zero, but you have the 7 hours to do other things, right? So then you take your $140, and let's just round up and say that you don't work 7 hours every day, but you do a couple of nights, and then maybe you do a couple things on the weekend. I don't know your life, okay? But now you're making, let's say, $500 in a week. Now, right, you're going to say, do I have the time to still spend 7 hours per day looking for the thing that I need on YouTube, free resources, or would I rather take something that's a $25 class to help me understand how to do X faster? And you're like, do I want to give up an hour and a half or, an hour's worth of wages at my job to learn this? And you start then, as you're younger, you do this, and you're like, I want those shoes, but it's a whole day's worth of work. I don't know, whatever it is, right? And then you're like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let me work it. Let me see. So now you're making this cost-benefit ratio in your head, and you're like, okay, so if I buy this thing that's going to make my life easier, these shoes, and they're $100, I have to work an entire day's worth to afford these shoes, okay? But you're like, okay, these shoes they're non-slip and they don't make my feet hurt. So here's the thing. And then you're like, you know what I could do though? Instead of buying the $100 shoes that will accomplish whatever I need it to, I could find these $25 shoes at some other place that don't have the slip protection, but they do have blank. Okay. And now you're starting to make these compromises as well. You're like, well, I needed this, but I don't want to spend, it's not worth it, $100. I'm going to spend these $25, and then the $25 shoes fall apart faster. And now you're mad because you have to buy them again or spend more. You see where we're going with this? You start to play this negotiating game, not only with yourself, but now you're mad at the $25 pair of shoes, which never claimed to be $100 pair of shoes. They claim to be $25 pairs of shoes, and they have specific purposes. And you're like, okay, but now I have to buy them again. Maybe it's more expensive. But you don't go to the store and be like, you're a snake oil salesman for selling me these shoes that help me do some of what I wanted to do, but not all of it. And the reason that I don't have all the things I want is because I didn't want to spend the extra money on the extra fancy shoes. You know what I'm saying? This is probably the worst analogy. If you guys are understanding this analogy, can we get some thumbs ups on this video? Can we get some thumbs up on this video? This is probably the worst analogy story train, but we're writing it, okay? We're writing it. So I think it would be one thing if, oh, and I guess to further that analogy, it could be something like maybe your work provides shoes for free, right? I don't know. But you wanted better shoes. You wanted better shoes. The shiny shoes. The shiny shoes that get you into the manager role, right? Respected by your other fry connoisseur people. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is that as you get older, right? Let's say you have a business that you're running, and now you're real estate command, and you want to make a video about real estate. So you can either decide, if I take an entire day off to learn how to edit, maybe I get the result that I want, maybe I don't. But in that day, I'm not going to be able to cold call these people. I'm not going to be able to go show houses. I'm not going to be able to hold an open house. I'm not going to be able to schedule a photographer of the listing that I just got so that we can take, drone and aerial shots and really spruce up the listing. I'm not going to be able to all these things, right? Because I want to do this thing. So then you're like, what I could do is I could hire a college student for $10 or $15 an hour. I don't know, $25 an hour. and give him a whole bunch of footage, or her, equal opportunity, and say like, hey, I need you to make me a video for YouTube. Here you go, right? And now he's doing a cost-benefit analysis of what's my time worth? What could I outsource to others, right? But he can't get mad, let's say, at the editor if what they hired the editor for was jump cuts and some transitions, but now you're mad that they don't have a drone, right? And you didn't give them a drone. Now you're getting into drone and aerial photography for real estate. And then you go to a specialized company for that, and they're charging you $1,000 for this footage and to edit it, but they're going to give you all this in this white glove service, right? So now you're having to make this benefit analysis against, well, I could hire the $25 an hour person, but they're not going to be able to give me the look that I want. But I don't know if I can afford the person at $1,000 and for the package to me to get the virtual 360 tour that is going to go up on Redfin. What do I do, right? But Matt is not like screaming at the person who charges $1,000 an hour to do what they're accomplished to do and being like, but why didn't I get it for free? Because their service or expertise or knowledge or whatever that you want from them, right, is of value to you, but it also, they have their own cost-benefit analysis happening. So if you go up to someone who charges $1,000 for something and says, give it to me for free, and you're like, no. You're like, asshole. Like, that's just not how the world works. Like, grow up. I don't know how old this kid is, but like, I'm assuming that this is a kid. So they could also say the same thing for me and be like, why is she telling anybody about how to do YouTube? And I'm like, because I don't have enough time to tell you about all the things that I've done wrong that I'm trying to save you from. You're welcome, by the way. But that's kind of like my 2 cents on the whole thing is, you know what? And maybe you don't like this person's method, just like I always talk about the person who's doing fitness. Maybe you don't like the boot camp guy yelling at you, you know? Maybe you don't like, that's not your jam. And maybe you like the everything is amazing, namaste, and go eat some whatever. Kale, isn't kale the thing? And, you know, and maybe you like the South Beach diet person. And maybe it doesn't mean that the person also is incorrect. You might just not be the right student for it. It may not be like, as long as they're not telling you though, that like eating straight up butter and bacon as your only source of intake for calories for the next 70 years is your best option. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, some of that could be a little bit on you too. Like, did you really think you're with your common sense brain? Like, I don't mean his brain is common sense. I'm saying that when you use your brain for common sense thinking, if you're going up to someone's sales page and they said the best diet on the earth is only butter and bacon for every meal, and you drink your bacon fat as your beverage, no water, we don't believe in water here, for the rest of your life. If your frontal cortex or something doesn't be like, danger, maybe not, you know, I'm not saying you deserve to be duped, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bit of due diligence that you have to do as well. Okay. Roberto had a back and forth with, I don't know if he deleted it. I'm gonna have to go check his replies. And do not come for Roberto. Actually, it was so funny. So I gave him a voice memo earlier this week, just being like, hey, because sometimes, and I think that you should do this for your friends / just people that you respect / you know, fellow creators from time to time. Send them an instant message, send them an email, send them a voice note or something that says like, dude, I see you. I appreciate you. You're giving great info. If anything is discouraging you, I hope it isn't. You're making a difference in the world. Like, would that not give you some happy tickles to be like, fuck, someone finally saw me and is appreciating and like, am not just screaming into the void, right? Just every once in a while. And this also goes into, we're not very nice to each other sometimes, but we're not very nice to ourselves especially. And that was the whole point of this live stream, which we're not going to have as much time to get into as I wanted to because all this rest of the stuff left us sidetracked. But are we surprised? No, because it's me. So I just have to maybe push that off for next week. Maybe we'll chat about it then. But I was being pretty not nice to myself over the last couple days because I'm trying new stuff, and when you try new stuff, it's hard. And when you try and do it, it takes longer than you think it's going to, even when you plan for it taking longer than you think it's going to. It's like Hofstadter's law or something like that, right? So it will always take longer than you think it will, even when you take into account that it will take longer than you think it will. Something like that is. And so y'all know, right? Sometimes with my Shelly squirrel brain, because you can't tell me what to do and niche down, and variety channel blah, 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 will rise again. I had made makeup stencil swatch stickers, right? Because I was trying to use my Cricut, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I was trying to figure out how to create more Etsy listings, how to integrate my Etsy into my Facebook page, how to make it so that you have the view shop on YouTube, no, on Facebook and on Instagram. Try to, create new designs and put them up in my Etsy shop for, I'm trying some print on demand stuff. Like I want to try it all. I want to taste it all. I just want to see, but it's trying to create a print on demand item. So you still have to do the digital design and assets and all this stuff. And, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. I don't know if, I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that yet. Okay. So, okay. So where were we? I'm trying to do all these new things, trying to do something with print on demand, trying to create these new, stickers using my Cricut, I'm just trying to do all the things, y'all. I'm just trying to do them all. But I spent 6 hours yesterday at my computer trying to create an integration between Etsy and Facebook, and then being told like this doesn't work and this isn't right. And I was so defeated because I was like trying to have one new design like in my Etsy shop like per day. And I was feeling so crappy because like it just wasn't happening. I was like, it took me all day. I don't have like the information like up. Like I'm trying so hard. I feel like I'm trying so hard. I'm just getting nowhere. And it was like the end of the day and I got like one listing. And I'm like, oh, and like some of these videos and stuff and from a course that I am enrolled in, because why not? I am trying to hit this goal of having like 100 different listings in my Etsy shop before the end of October for the holiday season, because Q4 on Etsy is like a big time for shops because people want to buy gifts for the holiday season, and a lot of them will go through Etsy. So they're like, you need to get them in before like October or like even earlier so that you have the last half of October and November. And then like there's a cutoff date in December, like first week of December. So they're like, you have to do this now. And I'm like, oh, I have to do this now. But my snaps are not happening. They're just really sad little snaps. And so by the end of the day, though, 2 days. It took me 2 days to get the integration with Facebook. So if you go to my Instagram, if you go to my Instagram or my Facebook to the Shelly Saves the Day, there should be a little button for View Shop. That bun of a sitch took me 3 days to figure out, okay? But there should be a way to now go to my Etsy shop and see them. I need a little... So, but I was bemoaning to, my husband, like, I suck at this, and I'm never gonna hit 100 like listings, and he's just kind of like, kind of like, but like, suck it up, buttercup, as only a loved one does. So, but I was thinking about this, and I was like, you know what, we gotta sometimes step back from all of that and give ourselves a little pat on the back and be like, girl, you did it. You hooked up your Etsy page to your Facebook, or eventually you did the thing, right? You did what you were trying to do. You got your one listing up yesterday for a clothing item. And then yesterday, whatever, you got up your second item into the shop. And now that you have like an idea about what it takes to create a mock-up or create like special care instructions or have these color things, like the next one you can duplicate the item and just change out the pictures, and you can keep all the rest of the information pretty much the same. So he's like, you're creating these templates so that you can have it be faster, quicker, more efficient in the future. But the first few and the first of each type of category is really going to suck. You got to get through the slog, right? And so I was thinking about that. I'm like, okay, so if I made another t-shirt design today, I could reuse most of those settings. All I have to do is a couple new photos, and like, it should not take me an entire day. So yeah, I could get to a place where I could load 4 or 5, maybe in a day. And then maybe after that, I could get something where I could load 8 in a day. I don't know. And then after that, maybe I'll get my first sale. Like, you never know. And so I was just really not being very nice to myself. I'm like, wow, you're just so dumb. You're so slow. You're, as we say this to all of ourselves, but if I was working with someone, right, or to your friend, you would not say, you're so stupid. You're so slow. You're so like, you're never going to make this happen. How could you not figure out what a pixel thing, blah, blah, blah is, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just so much more mean to ourselves. So sometimes we have to give ourselves grace. Sometimes we have to like say, like, you're doing the thing. It seems tough now, but you're going to get there. So take that for what you will. Be a little bit nicer to yourself. Because there's not that many people here right now, I'm just going to do something. Let's talk about, here we go. Android stud. So this is what I actually wanted to do, and we'll do it next week too. And we'll just have it be a thing. I wanted to take a minute, and we're going to just say something. I don't mean it like that. Say something nice about each of all of the people that are here. Okay? Because someone's got to tell you nice things about yourself every once in a while. Sometimes if it's not you. So here we go. We're with an Android stud. Android stud. I see you in here continuously. I see you in here on a consistent basis. Okay? And I know that I don't talk a lot about Android phones. Although I will say that the Pixel 5 is still like a really great device, and the Samsung Galaxy Ultra S22 or S22 Ultra is still a really great phone. Okay? It's the only phone that would ever make me consider leaving the iPhones, which, by the way, the new iPhone in purple looks amazing. But if I didn't, this is not about the iPhone. This is about Android stud. And I met you at Vid Summit 2019, 2018. It doesn't matter. The year, I'm pretty sure. I met you. You were with El Jefe, right? Remind me if that's incorrect. You're very nice. You were very kind to me. I appreciate you, even when I don't talk about pretty much anything that applies to your channel. Thank you for being here. All right? Annie, I give you a lot of shit, and some of it you deserve. Most of it you don't. Some of it you do. But I met you in Clubhouse, okay? And you have a great ability to sometimes do what you're going to say that you're going to do. Something like, oh, I finally made this, YouTube video, and I'm so proud. And, sometimes when you really just put your mind to it, you're really going to do it, right? You always say super complimentary, nice things about the course. And every time I plug it and you always like, yeah, I can vouch for it. It's a really good one. You don't have to do that. It's really nice of you to do that. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being a channel member. Thank you. Okay. Real Estate Command. I met you when I was on the TubeBuddy channel. We've had some private conversations. I appreciate you. You know that I will keep it honest with you. I appreciate your honesty with me. I appreciate that you always go over there in the TubeBuddy forums and still try and give information as much as you can. Like, good on you, man. It's about community. I love that for you. All right. Well done. Adam's Exploits. I got to meet you at People of Video last year. I thought it was so great that you kind of like sat back at the table and like you had like your notes, you're ready to go. And you thought that I was like, I don't know if you thought that I wasn't going to recognize you, or you thought, I don't know exactly. But I had this feeling that maybe like, like you weren't, well, I'm not going to say you weren't sure what to prepare, like how to prepare for that. You know what I'm saying? But like very kind, very knowledgeable. You were here consistently week after week. I appreciate you. Poland Water should really sponsor you. You should really make that happen because you are devoted to them. Yes, there you go, right? All right. Who else we got in here? Birallo, you got this. You have a great profile picture. I love the kitty cat in a suit. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Luis, I got to meet you at People of Video. I got to meet your son. You are so kind. You're so knowledgeable. You're so friendly. Love that you're always doing the edit with me stuff. I love getting to know you from the eCamp fam. I love that you're always trying to help out people and offering. I've seen you do it in live streams like, hey, if you got questions about this Sony, hey, if you got this, hey, if you got that. And, you know, I think you're just a cacophony of goodness and knowledge and sharing that. And you have kindness that emanates out of you. And I think that also is so evident when it comes to someone who is dealing with having to be a main caretaker sometimes, or, you know, needing additional heart and help at home. So, like, I applaud you for that. You're amazing. I'm so glad that all of these new editing gigs are coming your way. Happy for you. Giorgio Tech, you were one of, I think, the largest super chats. It was still like $20 or something like that, which I remember it was like from super chat from like a year ago. But I remember you. I remember that profile avatar. I remember you're always kind of complimentary when you come into the stream. I appreciate you for being here, right? Chantel, you're like the super mod for everything. You're not here, but I don't even know what time it is when you're doing these streams and when you are helping moderate. You're moderating here. Nick's, Daryl's, like, I know you're everywhere. I know you're like, you and Doug are the super moderators. You guys could hold a course on how to moderate properly, right? Always trying to help out people. I remember you seemed super nervous when I came onto your live stream, and I don't know why, because you're fantastic. You're great. And I remember we also met because even before then, you were a channel member inside of Roberto's Facebook group. And I'm trying to keep an eye on the clock because I'm supposed to lead Jen a bit. But I appreciate you, and I love listening to your accent. You're great. You've always been super supportive of me. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Dutch Can Jam, Dave. I'm so proud of you, okay, from being able to leave your job, do the full-time thing, actually not getting like your feelings hurt when I told you, like, I don't think you're ready for this yet, previously, when I think a lot of other people could have like that feeling where it's like, oh, ouch. And you took it all in great stride. You always have like amazing feedback when I have weird side projects I'm trying, like launching content minis or doing this thing. And I've seen you in the Discord, you know, talking people up, and I appreciate you. And we even did like the YouTube consultation. I felt like you were super receptive and open, because that makes it so much more enjoyable and fun when I feel like I care about the person and their experience, and they actually care. They want to do the things too that they learn, or want to implement them, or want to follow up and chat. And so, like, super appreciative for you. Also met you at Seattle YouTube group, and it's so cool that you used to come down from Canada for that. And I've known you a long time, and you are definitely a friend of mine. I appreciate you for being here. Okay, do we hit everybody? Oh, come and get this commentary. I knew you from Kiva, so from that, you're forever in my mind. You are Kiva. Okay. And I remember you had reposted me on an Instagram story about the YouTube guide that was linked, you know, the how to YouTube guide. And you had printed it out. You were going through it, and you were giving me like the flowers and shout outs and kudos for that. And I remember that feeling, because I was just like, oh, that's amazing. Someone actually took something that I put out there and like listened, learned, and appreciates. And you've been around. And even though that your channel has changed and pivoted and all that stuff, like I still recognize your avatar picture, and I just thank you for being here. Pixelpia, and I don't think you're in here tonight, but I just want to say thank you. I love your calm demeanor. I love that you're always trying to like be willing to experiment and teach, and I can tell that you are really trying to put that out into the world. I appreciate that you take care of your sister. That is so difficult. Appreciate that you had to move from one place to another, and how much bravery that takes to just do that at that, you know, that point in your life. So yeah, technically T's in the house. We're not speaking because we have beef. It's what's for dinner. But technically T, I've met you at Vid Summit, right? And I have been on a stream with you before. You're just good peeps, man. You're just good peeps. And I enjoy talking to you so much. And you always have that smile. And then when I get to see like pictures of your little one, oh my gosh, so cute. So I'm super stoked for everything that you got going on with your channel. I'm super proud of you. So I'm just, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're friends, even if I do have to occasionally like lay down the smack. I don't even know. What are we beefing about? I don't know. We were beefing about something. And I just remember being like, I shall start planning because you will not say anything back. Excellent. But yeah, you know, nothing but love. Savage Scientist is in the house. You have been on this channel for many, many years. I believe that you've actually been on this channel and actually in the TubeBuddy days, okay? And I love that anytime, even if I say something like, oh, we're going to talk about JavaScript loops today, and you were like, what? Ears? What? Perked up. And you've always been super kind. And I see you occasionally, I don't mean that like occasionally, but like I see you pop in from time to time. You always put a smile on my face. You're always welcome here. I'm always glad to see you. And I remember I did go to your channel at one point. I think I even did a channel review for you, right? But yeah, no, I'm super glad that you're here. Anyways, you guys that came in late, you get the short ones. Everyone else gets their major flowers. You get like the minor flowers. You get the boutonniere. Everyone else got the corsage. No, the corsages are bigger. Corsage, you get the boutonnieres. All right, y'all, I have to jet. I really do have to jet. You remember that? I know, right? I have to jet. I have to get someplace. Did I tell you guys? I go to dance on Thursday, so I always have to jet, and I have to. Anyways, you didn't care about that. But speaking of dance, let's do one more boogie together, and then I will see you in a video real soon. Ooh, Soulfly. No, I've tried that one before. It's not a good one. Positronic. Epic Journey. No. Nope. We need a good one. We need a good one. Happy Days breaking. I'm breaking out of here. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm breaking out of here. I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you have an extra 15 seconds or so, let's boogie. There we go. Thank you so much for your super chat. We'll upgrade your flowers in the next stream. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in a stream next week. Have a great night, y'all. Thank you so much. Let's boogie.